Okay, in the last lecture we finished styling banner with its elements, heading and button, and before we move on to slideshow, we have to do a couple of things here. I'm going to create some cool animations and effects. When we reload the page, I want those elements to be hidden and then appear with nice animations. Alright, in order to hide banner initially, I'm going to use after pseudo element. We will give some shape to after element and define its positions in order to cover entire banner. Then using animation we will change its position, it will move to the right side and banner will be displayed smoothly. So that's what we are going to do. Let's select banner with after pseudo element. First of all, let's define content, make it empty. Then set width as 250% and height as 100%. Then change background. I'm going to use linear gradient. Eventually we will use transparent and black colors, but in order to make element visible, let's use transparent and white color for a while. At first, let's define direction of color transition. I want it to go from left to right, so insert here to right. Then as a first color, write transparent, and then use white color twice. As you see, for now after pseudo element is not visible, and it happens because we have to define its position. So let's go ahead and set its position as absolute, and then define top and right properties as 0. Alright, so now you see that after pseudo element is already visible and it covers entire banner. Now we have to create animation, and using that animation we will move this element to the right side. So create keyframes. Let's call it banner anim. On 0%, let's define its right position as 0. As for 100%, at the end of animation, I want element to go to the right side by minus 250%. We use that value because entire after element will be fully gone to the right side. Alright, let's assign to element animation property, insert name, banner anim, then duration 3 seconds, and as a value of animation timing function, let's use linear. Alright, reload the page, and you see that element is moving to the right side, banner is displaying, but after finishing animation, after pseudo element gets back to its initial position. We don't want this. When the animation is finished, we want it to maintain its position on the right side. In order to do that, we have to use value called forwards. Actually, this value allows the element to maintain state, which is defined at the end of animation. In this case, position right with value minus 250%. So if we reload the page, then everything will work fine. Actually, we don't want this white color, so let's change it and make it black. Then reload again, and you see that now we have nice effect. Alright, we have to do here some more things. You see that when after element goes to the right side, we're getting scroll bar down below. In order to avoid it, let's assign to banner overflow hidden. Now it's looking much better, and we can say that its first animation in fact is created. Next, I want to add little animation to button. I want it to be displayed after little delay. So we need to create another keyframes. Let's call it button anim. So in order to display button after little delay, we need to hide it on its own. Let's do that using opacity on 0%. write opacity 0, then duplicate this line, and on 100%, instead of 0, write 1. Alright, let's assign to button animation property, insert here name button anim with duration 1 second, and as a delay time, let's write 2.5 seconds. Reload, and you see that animation is not working quite good. By default, button is not hidden. So in order to fix that, as you already know, we have to use value called backwards. And now everything works perfectly. Alright, that's it. We created several cool animation effects. Next, I'm going to add hover effect to button. When we hover on it, I want button to be rotated, and also we will add to it shining effect. Okay, let's do it in the next lecture.